Peace, love, and light, family. Thank you for tuning in to Marvelous Meals with Moremy. I am your culinary creator today, Morgan Renee Myers. And tonight we're going to be making, what kind of fish is this? Flounder, tilapia? Let me not lie to you. Whiting. Let me wash my hands. I'm going to be making whiting fish with a side of shrimp Alfredo. So, I first want you cameraman to get a picture of the sink, please. Yes, the empty sink. Why the empty sink, you ask? Because you need to start off with a clean environment when you're cooking. This gets very frustrating when you have a lot of dishes prior and then a lot of dishes after. So I've learned to clean as I go. So you want to start with a fresh, clean atmosphere. Second, you want to set your ambiance. I have my light buttons from Pandora, music playing in the background. I would normally have an incense, but you want to get in the zone so that you can put love into your food, because that's what's going to separate your meal from fast food. Alright, so I like to start by battering my fish. So I've already thawed and washed my fish. So right now I have some eggs. I have 2 eggs. I have about 5 fish that I'm going to fry. So you just whisk your eggs together. And if you want to make this vegan, because I do normally help people transition to vegan and vegetarian meals, what you would do is you could use some flaxseed powder. This stuff right here, it's really powdery. Let me show you the texture of it. See, it's like a thin, like, I don't even know what to compare it to. But you could use that stuff and mix it with like water until it gets an egg-like consistency, and that could be your batter when you're trying to make things hold together. So I'm just gonna beat that gently. There's not much to it. I've already washed my fish off, like I said, so I would just put it in to the egg mixture. Now what I have in this bowl is Italian breadcrumbs. You can get panko style, you can get the regular store brand, whatever suits your fancy, but I put it in there and I coat it. Flip it over, do the same thing, and then add it to a plate. Now while I'm doing all that, cameraman, I have my stove preheated. Right now I got it on low for the sake of y'all, but normally you would put it on like 4 or 5 to get it preheated. And then I have my noodles that I'm doing for the pasta, the Alfredo, boiling. It's on high. I put in a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of Himalayan pink salt. That helps keep the noodles from sticking together, and the salt helps it to boil faster. So that's what I'm doing. Now, why the garlic and the lemon, you ask? So I have chopped up some garlic, and I'm going to juice some lemon, and that's going to go in with the shrimp that I sauteed prior to me putting it in with the noodles. So let me go ahead and get these fishies done for you. And like I said, cleaning as you go is the best option to avoid hectic cleanups afterwards. See, just lightly coating it, nothing too big. And then set them to the side till that grease get hot. So I'm going to turn the grease up since y'all watching now. And one more. Alright, cool beans. That's the last fish. Now, you want to dump that batter. You cannot reuse old fishing batter. You know how I folk like to use old grease from pork and chicken and save all that stuff. You cannot use old breading batter. Of course, I'm not doing a deep clean, so I'm going to wash that after, but for the sake of this. Now, I'm going to get my seasonings prepared for my shrimp, because shrimp is really easy to cook. It cooks really fast. So you want to pace yourself and time things. Things that you know are going to take longer. You want to do those. Like last night I did sweet potato casserole for the dessert. So the sweet potatoes were already in the oven for an hour prior to me cooking the dinner. So the olive oil is heating up. The butter for the is what we're going to use for the shrimp. That's going to make it cook super fast. So before doing that, I'm going to empty this egg too. I'm not going to use that anymore. So I'm going to juice 1 lemon, and I'm going to slice the other. So you can use a hand juicer like this. They have little compressed juicers that you can use. You can just squeeze it, you know, however you get the juice out. It's really up to you. Now, I could just throw this lemon away, or I could do more than one thing with it. I could compost it, meaning I save it with other things such as my eggs, my scraps from vegetables that I peel like zucchinis or eggplants, onion peelings, And I can put all those things in a compost pile and take it outside, whether I have a garden or not. It helps the ground stay fertile, and it just releases all kind of good not toxins, but things into the air that help clean it. So another thing with your vegetables, like the onions and zucchinis and all of that, you can freeze those. I have one actually. So I got like some eggplants and cabbage peelings and things in here, and what I'm going to do is make a stew out of it. I can show you. Yeah, it just looks really disgusting actually right now. But you boil that in some water, and you can make like a vegetable broth. After you drain the water out, that'll be your broth for your vegetables. So yeah, anywho, that's that. Oh, cameraman, I have something to share with the people. So I need another lemon. So while we're over here, see this disgusting cup with the fly in it and all these other little particles at the bottom? If you have a fruit fly problem, which most vegans and vegetarians may have as they transition to having a lot of fruit in the house, you can sit a cup of water out, add some apple cider vinegar to it, add some sugar, and add some dish soap. The apple cider vinegar and the sugar draws them in, and the dish soap keeps them in. So, it's a cool little trick for you guys out there. So, the first lemon I juiced, and I'm going to add that juice with the shrimp. This lemon, I'm just going to slice it and saute it with the lemon so it can just get extra juicy flavor. It's a tough lemon here. Now, where do I shop to get my fruits and vegetables? I like to keep it as close as I can. I'm not going to compost these today. Oh, you can also use the zest. Like get a cheese grater and save the zest in a cup. And you could put the zest in your bath. You can put the zest in your smoothies. You can actually slice this up and like save the peelings and add it to your smoothies in the morning. It gives you a nice, bright, refreshing, invigorating feeling. And you don't taste the peel. I know what you're thinking. Lemon? Yes, lemon. Okay, so it sounds like our olive oil is ready over here, cameraman. So let's hop to it. I'm going to turn this on medium as well for the shrimp. Put my fish in. And you know you can always test when it's hot enough by putting a little water. If it pop back on you, you want that pop back. Not too much. Don't get carried away with it. Just set it down nicely. Don't be scared, cameraman. It ain't gonna get you. It ain't gonna get you. So I'm gonna just put 3 in there. Let them breathe. Give them some breathing room. You don't want them all close up on each other. So I'm going to throw this butter now. If you're transitioning, vegan butter will work for this as well. If you just want to try things, you don't want to feel like a whole hypocrite. Like, I still want my fish, but I don't want as many animal products if I can help it. Then use vegan butter. Or, I'm not sure what else people would saute shrimp with. That's just my choice. So, I'm actually going to put that on 6. And, some people use Old Bay and things like that to season seafood. I didn't use that at all with the fish or the shrimp. So I'm just going to add my fresh herbs like my basil, my thyme, my parsley to go along with the shrimp. And the so garlic here, I'll show you guys how to do garlic for those who may not know. So I have some chopped up here already. But this is an actual clove. This is what a garlic clove looks like, and it's in the onion family. So what I would do is, it's normally, round. So I just break it off. And what I do is squeeze it. You press it, and it helps the skin come off. Otherwise, you kind of be picking, and it's really hard. So, there's that. And then, I bring it over to my cutting board. Now, this is in the onion family, so sometimes you have to, a trick when cutting onions, you turn the hot water on, or you chew gum. That keeps you from crying. So, sometimes garlic will do that to you, especially if you're cutting a lot. And, just make little slices. And then I go through and add them all together and kind of gently. If you don't know. I want to apologize to all my old loves who didn't get this treatment. I wasn't a cooker all my life. Yeah. Alright, that fish is browning pretty fast, so you want to watch it. depending on the temperature you have it. And look at that there. I'll be trying not to make it splatter on me. It might get a little messy. That's part of practice. I'm actually going to turn it down some because this particular eye gets hotter. I forgot that. So medium on that is really hot. So, okay, we got the butter melted for the shrimp. What I'm going to do is add the shrimp in. Then I'm going to add that lemon juice in so it can kind of seep in, soak in, get the good flavor. I'm going to find me something to stir with. That you would never find another life. And then I'm going to put a couple of those lemon pieces in there. And you can turn that up a little bit because it does cook so fast. Sing to your food. Talk to it. Tell it how good it looks, how good it's coming along. Now, the fish, you want to get paper towels and drain it. Put it on a plate to let it drain. When it's ready, so let's see here. When it's brown on both sides, which it is. When you don't have enough hands, hold it with your hips. Use them for something good in your life. Double check first, so I just take it out. Okay, yep. Now, some people might top it with salt or something, but for me, it's kind of overdoing. It's not necessary because that Italian seasoning really, like, gets your life. Now, you may have some pieces stuck. You can just kind of scrape them out and, like, just try to get the excess. You know, like, even when you cook chicken and stuff, you just have, like, that extra hanging over. So you don't want it to cook in with the next one. And you also don't want to change your oil every time that happens. So, that's how you do that. Look how that shrimp start to boil. And I just add my last two pieces. Awesome, awesome. So garlic burns kind of fast. So I don't put it in first. I will put in a little bit just so it can have that flavor, but it will kind of like get brown and do the most. I want to give a shout out to Willie Mae Hill, who gifted me this beautiful, what do you call this? Kimono? Sarong? I don't know. I think I'm coming up with names at this point, but yeah, she gifted me this, and I think it was gorge. I think it may have came from Africa. Don't quote me on it. And if you were wondering the type of pasta, I'm using a penne pasta tonight. You could use spaghetti, thin hair, angel hair, whatever tickles your fancy. And these noodles, you know they're done when they get soft, so they're not quite there, but they're on high. And they're prepared. This fish is ready, don't it? Get the flip on that. Ooh. There we go. I could do better. Alright, so you can actually turn the shrimp off. Oh, I did want to mention, with the water, there's so much going on, and it takes everything and everybody to try to eat right, whether you grow it or you get it from the farmer's market or grocery store. It's something everywhere. Chemtrails and walk outside. But I didn't use tap water. I filled it up with 3 of these little Great Value Walmart water bottles. I'm not even sure if that water is 100%, but I know it's not from the tap. Tap water has all kind of fluoride in it, which is really extremely bad. Fluoride messes up, it calcifies your pineal gland, which is like your third eye, which helps you be able to see and understand and know more when it's not calcified. So yeah, if you have alternative methods to cleaning water while you're cooking your food, that would be a plus. So I turn the fish off because that's done. And this is pretty much it. I'm going to add some spinach to it. Spinach wilts very fast, so it'll look like not as much as you put in there when you start it. And for any vegetable, really, when you cook it, all the enzymes are really cooked out. So a lot of vegetables that taste really good cooked, like eggplant and zucchini and squash, they really don't taste good on the palate in their natural state. But, I mean, it's better than nothing, right? Mine just got messed up. Alright. We want to get that fish grease out of here, honey. Your whole house be stank. Alright, we're coming to it in. Now I will want to say, because we're not going to record this so it doesn't get too extensive, but I'm going to, after these noodles get done boiling, I'm going to drain it, of course, and put the noodles back in the pot, and then I'm going to add some Alfredo sauce. Now if this is not enough, because it's only 1 can, and I use a whole box of noodles, I'll just add some almond milk to it to make it creamy. Lord have mercy. To make it creamier, and that'll kind of fill in for the lack of the rest of Alfredo that I'll have. But I will go ahead and do this before we cut the camera off. I'll add the rest of this garlic. And some seasonings. Which seasonings do you ask? I'm going to add a little bit of parsley. I love anything green going into my food, you know? You know. See that love I'm shaking in it? They're not doing that at the fast food joint. They're trying to get you through the line and get home and get their feet rubbed. Alright, I got some pepper. Sorry, that was garlic powder. Pepper. Onion powder. Be gentle with it. You ain't got to overdo it. I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper, only because I like the little spice that it adds, and it doesn't have to consume the meal, but it does help get some stuff out of you. Then I'm going to get the basil in there. And a smidgen of pink Himalayan pink salt. Now, if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, of course, be mindful and watch these things. And also don't overdo it so you don't start getting those things. Not afraid, just down. This here is thyme. Yeah, come get a close up of this camera, man. It's all the herbs and spices with the shrimp and the spinach. Now, you could substitute this if you want to make it a vegan meal. You could substitute the shrimp with mushroom. It'll give you the same meat-like consistency and texture, and it will turn out really well. For an extra push, you can soak your mushrooms in all these spices and flavors so that it can seep in, because mushrooms are like a sponge. So for some people, they don't necessarily taste the full flavor when they cook mushrooms, but if you let it marinate, it will. Yep. So yeah, so that's going to conclude this version of Marvelous Meals with Moremy. I hope you learned something new. If you have any questions, you can hit me up on my Facebook page, Moremy Myers, on Instagram at Moremy. It's spelled MOREMY__. And you can also email me at moremy1990@gmail.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace, love, and light.